Hey everyone, my name is Wedge and welcome to day 2 of Battle for Zendikar spoiler season. The hype train is already off the rails with the set and we've only just begun. Sit back, relax, and get ready for more reasons to spend your entire paycheck on this ridiculous set. We'll begin with some Eldrazi craziness. Conduit of Ruin is 6 colorless for a 5/5 Eldrazi. When you cast it, you may search your library for a colorless creature card with converted mana cost 7 or higher and reveal it. If you do, shuffle your library and put that card on top of it. The first spell you cast each turn costs 2 less to cast. Are you serious? This card's insane. What? You get to tutor your biggest stuff. Granted, you have to reveal it, obviously, but who cares? If this 6 mana 5/5 lives for 1 turn, you get to cast whatever it is for 2 less mana. The value's unreal. How do cards like this exist? The set's driving me nuts already. The Eldrazi have all these crazy abilities that do ridiculous things. This card is ridiculous. The ability is so good, and it's a 5/5 for 6 mana to boot. Could be so much worse. The Zendikari are super screwed. Smothering Abomination is 2 colorless and 2 black for a 4/3 Eldrazi with flying and devoid. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. Whenever you sacrifice a creature, draw a card. Broken. It says creatures, not non-token creatures. Broken. This card's insane. It synergizes with the Eldrazi Scion tokens, it synergizes with any token strategy ever conceived, and this is only talking about standard. Do I even have to mention Commander? Endrixer, Savra, Gav, Prash, the list is endless. There are so many places to put a bonkers card draw engine like this, honestly. Smothering Abomination could easily see standard play. 4/3 flyer for 4 is already halfway decent. Just put me in. I'm ready to play the crap out of this thing. Imagine this and Butcher of the Horde. Just so pumped. Zada Hedron Grinder is 4 mana for a 3/3 legendary creature goblin ally. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets only Zada, copy that spell for each other creature you control that the spell could target. Each copy targets a different one of those creatures. Okay, Ink Treader Nephilim got a monocolored one-sided legendary creature version of itself. Commander players should actually be pooing themselves right now. You are lacking in colors, but the Nephilim can only be a commander under house rules, so take this and love it. Let's look at this in standard. Titan Strength becomes board-wide, Teamer Battle Rage, Become Immense, Defiant Strike. I could go on, but I think you get it. This in play and 1 untap step, rest in peace opponent, absolutely insane. This is one of those cards I'm already afraid of. If players figure out how to make this work, we're all so dead. Undergrowth Champion is 1 colorless and 2 green for a 2/2 elemental. If damage would be dealt to Undergrowth Champion while it has a +1/+1 counter on it, prevent that damage and remove a +1/+1 counter from it. It also has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on the champion. At first glance, this is definitely a limited mythic bomb. Reminiscent of the phantom creatures from Judgment, with a few landfall triggers, this thing can get real stupid. Not taking damage when the counters are on, pretty convenient. Now you do have to get the counters on first, which luckily only takes land drops, pretty bonkers card. For Constructed, I'm not sold yet, but I'm open to the thought. Might seem great against mono red, but it doesn't gain life, and those counters will be pretty easy to burn through if necessary. It's not to mention that red will just go wide, so I'm still not sold, but a very cool card. Temple of the Forsaken Gods is a non-basic land card. You can tap it to add 1 colorless to your mana pool. You can also tap it to add 2 colorless to your mana pool. Use this mana only to cast colorless spells and only if you control 7 or more land. I know, I almost freaked out too. The card's interesting. It's a wider Eldrazi tempo with an annoying land restriction. It's no Temple of the False God, but let's be honest, what is nowadays? Getting to add 1 colorless straight away means you can at least play this before turn 7, and if you can get to 7 lands, this is just value. I'm not sure what this fits into yet, but I wouldn't write it off as unplayable, especially since the average converted mana cost of cards in the set seems to be like, 12? Yeah, it seems fair. Another day of spoilers down. Let me know in the comments how you feel about all these cards. Personally, that Abomination is so stupid, crazy card. Also, look out on the channel tonight at midnight Eastern Time. Our exclusive Battle for Zendikar spoiler will be released, so stay awake for it. It's pretty sick, trust me. As always, subscribe for the latest and most reliable Battle for Zendikar spoiler information you could ever need. This is the Mana Source. I'm Wedge. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.